Hey guys, I'm Nani. I'm about to head out to go visit my son and daughter-in-law. They live 3 hours away from me, so um, normally I don't like taking a road trip like this. I'm feeling exhausted. It's been a crazy several weeks, but I know it's going to do me some good to get away from home and just get that quality time in with them. But I'm leaving my dog, and my daughters will be coming by to feed him and let him out. But I always have guilt when I leave him here. I would take him with me, but he has some problems with his hips, and it's a 3 hour drive, and I really don't want to put him through that. Um, so there's that. But part of one of the things that the reason it's been such a, I guess, consuming several weeks and exhausting to me is there was something happened. It didn't directly involve me, but I was there, and unfortunately, I'm a pretty empathetic person, and even though I can look like I'm handling things very well on the outside and I can function through most of it, like it takes its toll on me and it really just drains me. And I know that has a lot to do with why I'm feeling just so worn out. I wanted to leave a little bit earlier today because it is a 3 hour drive and I didn't want to get there very late and keep them up waiting for me, but I did have to work. I didn't have enough PTO to take the whole day off, so I tried to get the hours in that I needed to work. And then I wanted to get my car washed, but there's no time for that. I mean, it's going to get bugs and stuff all over it anyway, so I guess I'll just wash it when I come back. But when you start a road trip, it always feels good. It's like a whole different vibe to have your car clean and just it's just more peaceful. But that's not the case today, so but that's okay. I still have to stop and get gas. I haven't eaten yet. It's just because I have been running around trying to get a lot of things done and prepared for my dog and when my kids come by and stuff like that. But so I'm going to try to be very respectful in telling this story. And so one night, and within the last few weeks, I'll say that I was trying to get in some overtime. So it was a little after 7 p.m. and I was working. Of course, I work from home, and I was pretty upset with myself because I had decided to use the funds that I had saved up to pay off a credit card. And it turns out that once that credit card was paid for, there was a bill I did not account for having, and it was just complete error on my own behalf. And so I was kind of upset with myself and saying, you know what, no, you don't need to do anything. You just, stay here, work some overtime, blah, blah, blah. So I'm sitting here working overtime and I have my front door open and my dog's on the porch. I'm sorry if my hand's a little shaky. I just feel really shaky right now. Um, but anyway, so I'm working and I hear this big boom. And that's all it was a boom. And I could tell it was coming from the front of my property. So I kind of peeked out and could see my dog standing at our driveway, barking, looking up the driveway. So I quickly, wanted to see what was going on because we've heard it could have been a blowout, but it didn't sound like a blowout. It was just a big boom. So as soon as I curved around my driveway enough to where I could see anything, I saw fire. And so I quickly put my dog up because he's very protective, and I know it wouldn't be good to have him with me if I was trying to figure out what was going on. So I put him up, threw on some shoes, and got to the front of my property, and I could see that there was one vehicle that was in the tree line, and there was a fire. There was fire all along the culvert and the ditch and around his vehicle. So we quickly got to him. He was it was me, one other person, and then as I was getting to the front, a nurse had driven by and she had pulled over, and she actually pulled into my driveway to get out and help him. And they were not in my driveway, but directly across from it. Um, so he got out, and I could see he had blood coming from a few areas. And I'm really one of those queasy people. If I see like fleshy stuff, I don't even know if I should say that word, but I will easily pass out. So I let the nurse tend to those things and just tried to help him as much as I could in other ways. So, of course, I asked him if he needed anything, and he told us that someone had swerved into his lane. And so I thought, okay, he must have overcorrected and ended up in the tree line. So he said he needed some water, and of course, there was a fire going. So I ran back to my RV and I grabbed my fire extinguisher, grabbed him some water, and just grabbed a chair off of my porch and went back to the front of my property. And as I'm asking him to sit down and giving him the water, I go on with my fire extinguisher and go to try to help put out this fire, because there was a couple other people at that point that had like blankets or tarps or something. They were beating the fire because the grass was on fire. And they were in one area, so I went to another area that looked like it had a lot of fire. And so I got that area was in on the inside of the tree line, on the opposite side of the property. As it was right next to the truck, but where the hood of the truck was, it was on the tree line, so it was on the inside of the tree line that this fire was going. So I get over there, and when I walk up, I see this piece of something. It's pretty big. I didn't know if it was like a generator. I didn't know what it was, because it was engulfed in flames and had smoke all around it. So I just started hitting it with the fire extinguisher, and it was very quickly that I realized that it was a motorcycle. And so it was just a harsh reality right then that there was another motorist involved. And so as I turned, another person that was there to help had said, I told the woman, I was like, there's a motorcycle, like there is someone else. And she said, yes, they just found him. And and she started to walk off. And because I am queasy and I have the strong desire to help people, but I also don't want to be in the way when I start having those episodes, I just asked her, ma'am, is he passed? And she said yes. And she said that they had covered him up. So um, it seemed like it took forever for anyone to get here, but the people who stopped to help, everyone was able to get the majority of the fire put out. And I was still tending to the guy, because at that point he was sitting in a chair in my driveway, and I was just checking back on him and asking if he needed anything, and he was just beside himself as well. So it was a long night, and it's weird that I'm getting emotional about it, talking about it, but I've been holding up pretty good. And it bothers me because it doesn't directly involve me. Like, it's not something that I should feel so bad about. But every time I come home or leave, I look at that burnt grass and the markings in the street where they had, did their investigation and stuff. And it's just an eerie feeling. It just makes me feel horrible. But I tried to, you know, just keep on going on with life. But anyway, that's just something that's happened recently that I know has probably just added some weight to me, just because I am a very empathetic person, and I tend to just kind of, those things set with me, I guess you could say. But I, over the last several days and weeks since this, I've been really trying to pull back on myself, because before that even happened, here I was just angry with myself because I was careless with some bills, and that's where my mind was when this horrible thing happened. And so I've been really trying to just remind myself to life is so much more than the bills we have to pay or the things we desire and we want and all that, and it can be gone in so quickly in an instant. And it's just a horrible thing. And so it's like I don't know that I can be a witness to something like that and it not weigh on me some, or at least, if anything, put things into a different perspective for me. Um, and that's what I'm trying to take with it, is to allow it to shift my perspective and know that um, I need to allow myself not just to hustle and work hard and all that, but to really just live my life and just enjoy it, because we never know. We never know. And that's why, this weekend I'm going to see my son. I feel like I don't see them enough, and when they do come into town, there's usually events going on, and there's just a lot of people around, and I don't really get any just downtime with them. So I'm really going to enjoy going to visit them, and just you know, have some time with them, and enjoy the weekend, and hopefully it be just a low key, uneventful, peaceful, loving weekend. And that's what I'm looking forward to. But um, I haven't eaten. It's already almost 6 p.m. and normally I would have eaten by now, but my mind's been wrapped around just trying to hurry up and get going, which of course here I am now just recording. But I felt like I needed a minute just to gather myself, and before I got on the road. But I'm going to stop and grab something to eat, and I still need to fill up. That's another thing I normally would have done the night before, but I've just not been as prepared as I would like to be. But I do enjoy road trips. Also, I enjoy road trips with people I love, and I enjoy them by myself as well. It gives me a lot of time, and time to reflect and just and plan. Just so much of things. Sometimes I'll just put on a podcast and just go. But I'm gonna get out of here. If I can and have time, I'll probably try to do some more recording this weekend. Um, and we'll see. But thank you all for stopping by my channel and taking the time to listen to me. I really appreciate it. And you guys be safe. You take care. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you.